Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, the video I did yesterday, where we were talking about the traffic, it elicited some comments.
Oh, did it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm chewing a nut.
Yeah, one subscriber said that he were a lorry driver for 30 years and the best road in Leeds was the one that leads out of it. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday, our Tracy leaves here at 7:15 on the morning. She works in Leeds, in the town centre, and she starts work at 8 o'clock. Yesterday she left here at 7:15 and she didn't get to work by 8:45. Well, now we're talking about 7 miles. I think we're about 7 miles out of the city.
You're right.
Yeah. That just... It reminded me, I don't think I ever mentioned it, but in 2020, just before the first lockdown, that was March 2020, just before that, I did a pop-up marketing course in Doncaster. It was a 10-day pop-up. It was free, but I didn't do YouTube then. I was on Facebook. I was trying to promote my drawings. I wasn't getting anywhere, and I went on this marketing course in Donny because I thought it might help me. And I used to have to, it started at 10 o'clock. We're in the wool market in Donny, and I had the motorhome, and I used to park it in a car park at the back of the college, and it was pretty good, plenty of space, free. I used to leave here at 8 o'clock to get to Donny for 10. Yeah, and the traffic to get out of Leeds to the motorway was horrendous at that time in the morning. And I really felt sorry for everyone. I mean, I was only doing it for 10 days. But everybody else was doing it every day in, day out, year in, year out, you know. I don't know how they cope with it. Actually, it didn't last 10 days in Donny because 3/4 of the way through the course, they had to terminate it and finish it off online because
of COVID.
Because we were all put into that first lockdown. And everywhere was deserted. And do you know something? During that lockdown was the best time I've had in the motorhome. We went to places that were deserted. We parked, I mean, you try and park a motorhome in the middle of Otley. And also...
Where else did we go?
Up in Yorkshire Dales, were it Leyburn? I think we went to Leyburn and parked in the market square.
Yeah, in the middle of Leyburn.
In Leyburn. Yeah, I mean, you would never be able to do that in a motorhome now, you know. So
the only thing was that none of the toilets were open, so if you didn't have somewhere where you could go to loo yourself, because none of the cafes were open either, were
no.
They? You know, I mean, it's difficult if you need to use a toilet when they're all locked.
When they're all locked.
But we were quite fortunate with camper.
Yeah, we had our own toilet, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
There were a few shops open because I seem to remember getting some veg from a shop. They were like serving you outside on tables.
Yeah.
Or you were queuing up.
Yeah.
Just letting one or two in at a time, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really, really, it were amazing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was fairly cold, wasn't it, really, at that time, I think.
Yeah. I think it started to get to zones, didn't it? So that you couldn't move out of one zone into another.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they called them now, tiers or something. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and stuff. And we remained within tiers. We were allowed to travel, but within that zone thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I this week I went up to a Bramley, some kind of a clinic up there, didn't I, for my booster for my COVID. Oh, it were horrific. I mean, normally I'm not in a lot of people, but I couldn't believe how many people there were in this centre. They've got about 3 or 4 rooms open up with all chairs, and there were people sat next to one another, and I mean, they were all wearing masks, but as soon as you went in, they were giving you a board with a form to fill in with a pen that people were just putting back in this box, and they were passing them to you, you know. I mean, what a way to do it.
I mean, if you want to spread...
Yeah, if you want to spread COVID.
yeah. Well...
Weird.
I saw pictures on the news on my phone of people queuing up in snakes queues, going in. So it's intensified, so I would imagine it'll be even worse now.
Well, I felt like running. I mean, I'll tell you, I was freaked out. Me.
Thought that.
I mean, I wasn't in there a nanosecond having injection, but then you have to wait 15 minutes after. I thought, bigger this for a job, I'm off.
Yeah.
I sat for 5.
Yeah. I know the centres, because they're panicking now, trying to get everybody done, aren't they? Because it's spreading, is this new...
And yet yesterday I went for my diabetic bloods checking and medication, and there were no one in there. It was just completely empty. Different place like that. It were a doctor's surgery.
Yeah, they're not using surgeries, using centres. And I reckon Tracy said that you could, Ellen Road football ground, you could just turn up there without an appointment.
She were trying last night for David, to get David in, and there wasn't any...
She couldn't find it.
No, there wasn't any mention of it, just go in there. And yet one of her colleagues had called in that morning and just got it done really early, the booster.
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning. Yeah.
But she couldn't see out that said that. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know if I ever told them about, if I said to you, the white underwinged moth.
Oh, aye. The wheel.
Doesn't it all right, you remember?
Yeah.
When we ran the gallery, we used to, not only did we put on exhibitions of paintings, and we had 3D stuff as well. We put on performances. We knew performance artists as well.
Poetry
and... even storytellers. And this group, I don't...
Can you remember them?
Do you know, I can't remember their name, the group's name that did it. But they came to the gallery to put on a performance called the White Underwinged Moth. It were really weird. Well, most of the performances were weird.
Yeah.
They were all weird. But they erected this great big wheel.
Wooden wheel.
A wooden wheel in one of the rooms in the gallery. You could climb inside it. Yeah. and they had spectacles on, and in front of these spectacles they had these little wheels, and there was a pipe that was fixed going to these two wheels, and you put the pipe in the mouth and blow on it, and these wheels spun in front of your spectacles, in front of your eyes. And the story was that there's a very rare moth that's in existence that's called the white underwinged moth. And the only way you can see this white underwinged moth is to attract it with these wheels that spin at a certain revolution. And when they get up to a certain revolution, it attracts this white underwinged moth. That was... And they actually got a volunteer from the audience, because there were people came to the show to go inside this wheel and spin it round like an hamster in an hamster wheel, and spin it round.
Oh dear, that was funny. Because they were nearly falling over inside it, because it was going. Yeah. One fella got it going really fast, didn't he, really?
Yeah, I don't even know if that were Eric.
Oh, right.
Eric Sumner.
Oh.
It's just one of the things that springs to mind that went on at the gallery. Yeah.
Oh, I did some funny things.
I remember one thing they did at the gallery. It was right outside this window here.
Over the other side
Over the other side of the canal, they had a guy sat on a chair. And up in the bathroom, up at top, they had a video camera pointing out of the window down at this guy, and somebody wrapped him up in newspaper. It was newspaper, wasn't it?
I don't know what it...
And it was being projected onto a screen in the gallery. This guy over the other, and it was snowing. Actually, wasn't it?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, it was snowing. They wrapped him up in newspaper, and people were just sat watching this guy being wrapped up in newspaper. And then he walked in through the gallery door, walked round, because nobody knew he was there.
No.
And he walked in through the gallery door. Bit of a...
I can't remember that one. That's funny, isn't it? Mind you, there were that many.
But yeah, there were some really weird things that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the girl with the umbrella and the parrot.
They were good, they were. Yeah. She had an umbrella and a swing under the umbrella with a parrot on it. She were all multicoloured, weren't she?
Yeah, she were all
her hair.
Feathers and...
Yeah.
Yeah, just really colourful.
Yeah. And she came into the gallery and she sat on a chair, and wasn't her hair spaghetti. Her hair was spaghetti, and it was a barber's, and this barber was cutting her hair, and it was spaghetti.
Oh, when you're young, you do some daft stuff, don't you? Eh?
Yeah, I did some crazy stuff myself with that string and crates and all about being tied up. That were all to do with bureaucracy. Yeah. Hated.
I suppose it told you a story of us having to go in and see somebody at tax office or something.
Tribunals.
Yeah, tribunals.
Yeah, there might be mention in videos, I'm not sure, but when I was doing the milk round and running the gallery, I got into conflict with the Inland Revenue. I wouldn't recognise... because of the ethos of the gallery, the idealism behind it, they wouldn't acknowledge, they wouldn't recognise it as a business. And
Because what he made on milk round, we used to put back into gallery.
well, they wouldn't even allow me to claim expenditure,
No.
running expenditure at all. You know, it was. Anyway, I finished up having to go to a tribunal in Leeds at the Inland Revenue. But the thing was, they'd published all sorts of...
They had a pile.
They had a dossier on us, this thick. And in this dossier, it stated that we mainly relied upon second-hand clothes. Yeah, they had all sorts of information about them.
Silly stuff. They knew how often I went and visited my grandma on the bus and...
Yeah.
Oh,
So what I did was, when I went on this tribunal,
Tracy's cot from?
I wrote out labels with second-hand written on them, and I fastened second-hand labels all over my clothes, and even on my shoelaces I tied second-hand labels on them. Big, they were big so you could see them. They're blatantly obvious. And I went on a tribunal, and they had to postpone the tribunal. They said that I wasn't taking it serious. But I was taking it seriously. I was making a point.
Yeah.
You know?
So there is Big Brother out there.
Yeah, oh
because
yeah.
they do know a lot about you.
Yeah. When I had to pay the Inland Revenue, and eventually I had to pay them £80 a month, and that came out of my grant that I got for going to art college. And the guy, when I went in there, laughed at me, and I said, "Why are you laughing?" And he says, I was one of the guys who were coming to clear you out, because they were going to repossess, they were going to take all the furniture, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were going to come to the house and take all our possessions.
Much.
I mean, it won't affect 10 quid, what we had.
No.
Yeah, they'd have got a shock when they saw it. Yeah.
God. It were all passed down, wasn't it?
We had, it were all rubbish, all our stuff. And we lived on a shoestring. We did, yeah. Yeah. Right.
That's us done for morning.
That's our morning chat.
Moan.
Is that what it is, a moan?
I don't know.
Is that what it is? Does it come across as a morning moan? A Wednesday morning moan. It is Wednesday, isn't it, Pat?
It is Wednesday, yeah.
Sad.
I nearly killed him yesterday. I asked him to move Tracy's settee out so I could back behind it, and he had to lift it up and pull it.
It's heavy.
X and everything. It's in 2 pieces. And last night they were getting hernia pains. Oh,
I woke up and I had a familiar pain right where my hernia operation was.
I completely forgot. I'm an idiot.
I thought, no.
Never thought about it.
Don't tell me Anyway.
So I said he's not to do out today.
It's all right. Phil's okay. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I thought, no.
Yeah.
You don't want to be getting involved with the NHS at the moment.
No. No, you don't. Not us.
So. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.